Amma da sauran kallo rana da Mahadi zai bayyana.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Good evening, viewers. My name is Mahadi Shehu, a Nigerian by birth, an indigene of Katsina State. Katsina State is located in northwestern Nigeria with an estimated population of 7.8 million people. This is episode number 120 for the English version. And in this episode, I have a title named Making Good Governance Impossible in Katsina State. From June 2015 to December 2020, the role of the six alive. It is a book I am presenting to you. And the title of this episode is the title of this book. The book is written by me and is titled Making Good Governance Impossible in Katsina State, 2015 to 2020, the role of the six alive. Before going into the details of the book, I have some messages for you. Number one, each time you hear the governor of Katsina State speaking in public, especially to the media, or the secretary of the government, or the party chairman, or such other highly placed government personalities, you will hear them talking about peace has returned, calling upon people who have deserted their houses, especially in villages, to please go back and enjoy life. Anytime I hear that, I begin to understand more the concept of man's inhumanity to man, the concept of living in denial, the concept of high-profile pretenders. It is pretense and deception of the highest order to claim that peace has returned to Katsina State, therefore people should go back to their houses. I think they are doing that to justify the huge mind-boggling billions of naira said to have been spent and being spent in the name of security, an amount that no sensible person will believe and accept, an amount that qualifies for the Guinness Book of Record. But just for the record, I'm going to mention some individuals that you can freely find out who they are and ask them, has peace returned to your communities enough for you to return and resettle back? And I will begin by asking you to ask for Malam Kabir Daudawa. He was the former chairman of PDP in Katsina State. Ask him, why did he leave his village and his local government? He has relocated out of his local government. Ask him, is there peace in your local government? Indeed, APC is governing Katsina State now. Ask Alhaji Hamisu Daudawa. He is the current APC chairman of Faskari local government. Ask him, why is he not in Faskari? Why is he not residing? Why is he not going there? Why has he relocated? His government is saying that APC isn't there, there is peace, he should go back. Why hasn't he gone back? Ask Alhaji Mu'azu Bilbis, is a businessman. He has deserted his location. Ask Alhaji Muhammad Ibrahim, village head of Bilbis, he has relocated. Ask Alhaji Shaibu Bilbis, he is an APC treasurer in Faskari local government. Ask him, why is he not in Faskari? Ask Alhaji Hamza Mamman Shema, state APC youth leader, he has relocated. Ask Alhaji Lawal KD Bilbis, a businessman, he has relocated. Ask about Osabalai, businessman, he has relocated. Ask Mansur Megor, businessman, he has relocated. Ask Alhaji Mewadabako. I can continue mentioning names infinitely, ad infinitum, continuously. Thousands of businessmen, traditional rulers, politicians, and such other cream of the society, in especially 10 local governments taken over by bandits, have completely deserted their local governments and their businesses and their subjects. And this shameless government is saying that peace has returned because they can't explain the quantum of money being spent in the name of security, and there is no security. What is being harvested in Katsina as at now is death by the minute, death by the hour, death by the week, death by the month, death all year through, without any sense of conscience from those who are presiding Katsina people and their resources. Number two, it is now 32 months. All those who retired from local government and state services in Katsina State on account of putting in full years of service have not been paid their gratuities. 32 months after retiring from service. They are watching, they are helpless, they are powerless. Time and again, government promises to pay, it has never paid. Months have been identified as payment for period for the payment, it has not been fulfilled. These retirees, some of them have died. Some have been waiting for this money to pay for their rents, to pay for school fees, to pay for medicals, to feed, and to discharge such other mundane requirements of their lives. All their hopes have been dashed, and they can't talk. They have no voice, their voices have been suppressed. Just like the children who are going to school, who are school-going children, university, polytechnic, college of education students, scholarship has now become a hide-and-seek business. Today the government says it has paid scholarship. Tomorrow they will say such people should come forward for clearance. It has been deception all over. A paltry sum of 15,000 naira being paid as scholarship is still being denied. The wish of people in governance is for people, majority children, not to go to school so they can have as many number as possible campaign thugs, political thugs, who they can use during electioneering campaign to wreak havoc, to snatch ballot boxes, to intimidate voters and get voted, only for them to dump them until the next election. Casuals. In Katsina State, there are still people who are called casuals, who are earning less than 10,000 naira, some 5,000 naira, some even 3,000 naira in the Emirates. The labor law in Nigeria, as at now, clearly says by whatever name you are calling somebody who is working in the local government or state government, we'll call him any name you want, but he or she must not earn less than 30,000 naira in a month. But today, casuals exist in Katsina, and they are being paid that paltry sum that takes you even not home. Now, finally, you may recall at several times, the Secretary to the Government of Katsina State, Mustafa Inua, many times, all over, at his own convenience, has made it public that it has been agreed right from the time they came on board in June 2015 that as part of security maintenance, state government has agreed to contribute 170 million naira every 3 months, and local governments collectively, 34 of them, will contribute 150 million naira as contribution to the security maintenance of the state. Therefore, 320 million naira every 3 months. It has always been so. But finally, just listen to this. From the state local government joint account in Access Bank, on the 7th of August 2019, the sum of 442 million naira was removed. What was the reason given? The reason is for security in local governments. Security in local governments. Incidentally, in the same month of August, local governments have already contributed that 150 million naira. Yet, unknown to them, 442 million naira was removed from the state joint local government account under the title security. In fact, more shocking is that on the same date, 7 October 2019, over 700 million naira has been removed and said to have been spent on security. One day, over 700 million naira on different aspects of security. Such amount of money was removed from the escrow account, security escrow account of the state. It's a question of who is deceiving who. You are talking of over 1,143,000,000 on one day in the name of security. One day. Someday. Somewhere. Somehow. Some people will account for this money. If they don't account for this money in this world, certainly it will be the biggest burden of their lives in the hereafter. Not yet done. On 30th August 2018, from the same state joint local government account, shamelessly, the sum of 330 million naira was from the same Access Bank was removed. What was the reason given? Payment of gratuity to volunteer vigilante. Volunteer vigilante. There is nowhere in Nigeria where a vigilante is a documented public servant or civil servant. Gratuity is an entitlement of civil servants who have put in some number of years up to a maximum of 35 years. No vigilante is an employee based on civil service rule of Katsina State. Yet, shamelessly, they have removed 330,600,000 on 30th April 2018 from joint local government account domiciled in Access Bank Katsina in the name of payment of gratuity to vigilante. Before then, an amount about 175 million naira, 375 million naira was removed from local government, Ministry for Local Government account, removed from all local government accounts, and they say they are buying uniforms and working materials to Mbanga, same vigilante. That money was removed and it was spent until after 2 years, when in course of my investigation I came across that fraudulent transaction. The moment I raised alarm, they started running helter-skelter to buy uniforms for the vigilante. The entire uniforms purchased and working materials were not up to 70 million naira. Over 315 million naira is yet to be accounted for. If people in governance in Katsina State, particularly in the local government, do not account for this money here, they should be prepared. They will account for that money hereafter. Now to the subject matter of this book. This book written by me is titled Making Good Governance Impossible in Katsina State, 2015 to 2020, The Role of the Six Alive. Now, good governance is the general rule when it comes to democracy. The total assumption is that Democrats understand why they canvassed, in fact, why in the first place they put themselves forward for leadership, why they canvassed for votes, why they went for electioneering campaign, and how to use the power they acquired. the whole essence of acquiring power through democratic processes is to ensure that you deploy all your industry experience, all your skills, all your capacity in consultation and in concert with people around you to ensure that you improve the life and the living of the people that you are presiding over. You develop infrastructures, human and physical. You make people happy. You secure their lives, secure their properties, protect their honor and their own dignity. So that when you look backward one day, you will say, I've improved my society, my people, the environment, and the ecology. That is what the whole essence of democracy is all about. Good governance, security of lives and properties, and so on and so forth. Now, in course of your aspiring to deliver credibly, you need to choose people with a track record of deliverance, or people that you believe sincerely are honest, honorable, and sincere, and can help you to deliver your own dreams. In course of doing that, you might come across one or two shortcomings. Let them be human, not deliberate. In Katsina State, in spite of the quantum of money that this regime of Masari had, over 1.27 trillion in 66 months, what we have seen is not good governance. What we have seen is not only bad governance, but bad governance occasioned by lack of focus, lack of foresight, lack of content, lack of context, lack of compassion and vision. What we are seeing now is incompetency in governance, insensitivity in governance, godlessness in governance. What we are seeing is a total derailment, a total destruction of the Katsina society, Katsina state, and their own people. What we are seeing is some handful, selected, self-made, clique, cartel, and cabal have taken over governance and personalized state resources to their maximum advantage and maximum benefit. I have done all I could to identify such characters. Many of them abound. But in this book, I isolated 6 human characters in Katsina State who have made good governance virtually impossible. Some of them dated from 1999 to date. They have been recycling themselves, recycling their friends, recycling their children and their employees within the same cycle of governance in Katsina State. But particularly from June 2015 to December 2020, these 6 allies had made good governance completely impossible in Katsina State. They have held the jugular veins of virtually everybody in governance, in contracts, in finances, in physical development, in human development. They are holding, they have held and are still holding, and will continue to hold, except by the grace of God, the jugular veins of everybody in Katsina State. We are already asphyxiated, lacking oxygen. Some have died. Some are gasping for oxygen. Some have become bewildered. Many are afraid. Some have gone bankrupt. The federal government says Katsina State government has gone bankrupt, except with the monthly fund allocation Katsina State government will not be able to pay salary and discharge their other obligations. It's not me, it's the federal government. Therefore, Katsina is currently under siege on account of these people that I call 6 alives. There are 6 alives. Why do I call them 6 alives? If you know the process of doing 6 alive, after getting the oranges, ripe oranges, you put them through machine and you squeeze them and squeeze them and squeeze them and squeeze them until you squeeze the entire liquid out of them, and you keep on pouring inside here until you get a full volume and you lock it. This is what the 6 alive have done to Katsina. They have squeezed the entire Katsina resources. They have bottled them like this, and everybody has taken one to his own satisfaction. Everybody has one now, 1 can for him, 1 bottle of 5, 6 alive for him. And for convenience, you will have the details of their names in this book, no hiding the name, under which name they operate, whether corporate or individual, in which way, in which style, in which form, in which manner, at what speed, under which cover have they contributed in making good governance in Katsina State impossible, is all contained in the book. No mincing words, no hiding, no pretense, not afraid of anything, because they did what they are being accused of having done. The evidences are very, very clear here. But before you come across the book and read it and get the characters and their sketch, I will leave you with guesses on each of the 6 alive. There are abbreviative representations here. I will leave you with the intelligence gaze to identify who are these 6 alives in Katsina State. You all know them. They live with you, you live with them, you know them. They may not know all of you, but they know some of you. But for the purpose of this presentation, so I don't preempt the book, this one, number 1, 6 alive. His acronym, his name is the Lion. He uses his power as a lion, just like the lion, to extract whatever he wants from Katsina State. Everybody is afraid of him because of his tenacity, because of his firm grip on the entire Katsina economy and governance. That is why he is called the Lion in this presentation. The next second alive is called Black Leopard. Just like Black Iron, Black Engine, Black Leopard. What is his approach? His approach is intimidation. He extracted all his liquid out of the state by way of intimidation. He has intimidated everybody except one person. He could not intimidate the lion. But other than the lion, he has intimidated everybody in the state on account of his being around in the corridors of power for long. He knows all the ropes, all the tricks, all the ways, all the means, all the process. He knows all of them. Of course, they don't see eye to eye with the lion. They are not on talking terms with the lion. He hates the lion hates him. But in spite of that, they have played an epicentral role in making good governance impossible in Katsina State. The third one is the docile by choice. He has pretended all along to present a docile face. And unfortunately, people have believed he is docile, he is innocent. But under and beneath that docility is his extraction industry. He has also played a prominent role and is still playing, like the lion and the leopard. He is also in the extractive industry. He has also extracted maximally the economic fortunes of the state on account of the chair he is sitting on account of the advantage he has. He is docile, but beneath that docility is his capacity also to extract. He has so extracted, now he has full volume. Number 4, his name is trustee of the docile by choice. He is not docile. He is only a trustee of the docile by choice. This is docile by choice. This is the trustee of the docile, agreeing to become the trustee of the docile. So whatever the docile extracts, he will put along together with that of the trustee. In the process, the trustee also have extracted his own, unknown to the docile master. He also has an equal volume, unknown to the docile master, or even known to the docile master. But he is a trustee. He is given the docile by choice extraction, along with his own extraction too. Now we have the next one, the 5th one, is looking away to survive. He looks away. He is supposed to be a goalkeeper in a football match. But deliberately, by choice, by election, he allowed the lion, the leopard, the docile, the trustee to be scoring balls through his net while he is protecting that goalpost. He allowed these people to be scoring goals in and out. Goals. He realized that if he doesn't partake, he will not extract. And the only option for him is to look away while their goals are going into the net. Once they go away, he also put his own goal into the net and extract as much as they have extracted or even more. The last one is the insatiable complainant. He is part of the 6 alive. He always complains that he is not being carried along. He is being sidelined, sidetracked, hated by the leopard, taken for granted by the lion, sidetracked by the docile pretender by choice, maligned by the trustee, and not taken for granted, not taken serious by the looking away to survive. And therefore, he has also devised a means and a skill of extracting his own liquid, and he has successfully extracted as much as these other 5 have extracted. These 6 alives have made it impossible for good governance to thrive in Katsina State, for the people of Katsina State to witness peace, progress, and development. All this is happening under a brand of governance called democracy. In Katsina State, what we see is a deliberate partnership, disjointed physically, but connected emotionally and by purpose, of these 6 alives who have made it impossible to have peace of lives, security of properties, progress, physical and human development. There is none on account of their resolve to ensure that they maximally extract whatever they need, including what they don't even need. That is why I documented these characters. For what? For posterity. So that people who have the reading culture, people who come across these characters will learn how recklessly, by choice, deliberately, certain characters that abound in every society can make life and living difficult and impossible for majority people on account of their sadistic desire to acquire more than they want in a criminal form at a criminal speed. They don't mind to accumulate primitively. Primitive accumulation is that accumulation where you accumulate what you don't even need. Like say an individual has 10 billion. What do you require 10 billion for your life? How many years do you have? All of these 6 characters, there is none of them who is below 60 years old. None of them. But with the quantum of money and resources they command, you begin to wonder, do they really need this quantum of money and resources? What do they need them for? Why do you dispossess 7.8 million people? What ordinary will be enough to go around? Only for you to corner them for just a small group of people. I also decided to write the book so that posterity will come across this book. People in the future will read this book by the grace of God, and they will come to understand how people who have been endowed with natural and human resources could not develop on account of handful number of people. Indeed, there is a lesson for these people to learn, and people who are watching this presentation to learn. Look at this video behind me. If there is any animal that is so powerful in the forest, in the bush, in the jungle, any forest, any bush, any jungle, anywhere in the world, it is the lion. Every animal fears the lion, big and small. Every human being fears the lion, young, old, aged, everyone. Even lions that are caged in the zoo are being feared by the zookeepers. But look at this lion, right and left, going all over in fear. If you don't see the angel of death, he has seen him, he's seeing him. Nowhere to run from, nowhere to run to. He could not run anywhere. He could not even bark, he could not roar. Eventually, he was subdued by the angel of death. The lion as part of the 6 alives, the leopard, the docile by choice, the trustee of the docile by choice, the looking away to survive, and the insatiable, me, you, and everybody have a lesson to learn from this video of the lion. That no matter how powerful you are, no matter how vicious you are, no matter how callous you are, no matter what character you present to the public, at the end of the day, you are going to be subdued in the way and manner the lion was cheaply subdued by the angel of death. Lucky lion, he will not be subject to accountability on judgment day. He has no hell or Jannah to enter, because that is what God decided for plants, animals, insects, every form of creature other than human being. You, the six alive that are humans, and all of us will be subjected to judgment, accountability, and reward. So has been ordained by Allah Himself, and there is no going back to it. It is left for the people of Katsina State to continue praying earnestly, fasting, and doing all forms of good works, and take them forward to God and ask God, in the name of all these works we have done, save us from the vicious lions, the vicious lion in Katsina State, the leopard, the docile by choice, the trustee of the docile by choice, the looking away to survive, and the insatiable, so that Katsina State will prosper, so that there will be peace, so there will be progress and development, and so that we will have peace enough for us to worship you as you commanded. وَرَدَّ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا بِغَيْظِهِمْ لَمْ يَنَالُوا خَيْرًا وَكَفَّ اللَّهُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ الْقِتَالَ وَكَانَ اللَّهُ قَوِيًّا عَزِيزًا سُبْحَانَ رَبِّكَ رَبِّ الْعِزَّةِ عَمَّا يَصِفُونَ وَسَلَامٌ عَلَى الْمُرْسَلِينَ وَالْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ وَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ حَسْبُنَا اللَّهُ وَنِعْمَ الْوَكِيلُ.